Hi, my name is Tennille Bodie, and today I'm going to talk about some mindsets, and specifically the locus of control mindset and growth mindsets. So, with locus of control, it is a belief about whether our outcomes of our actions are based on what we do or events that occur outside of our personal control. And with locus of control, there's two parts of it. There's internal and external. And it's found that people are not either one or the other. There's a lot found in everyone. So with internal locus of control, it's more taking your own responsibility, and it is more strong self-efficiency and kind of choosing to believe that your actions were the cause of an event that happened. And people who are strong with internal locus of control, they tend to believe that if you're committed to something, then anything's possible and you can achieve anything. And that they usually believe that people get what they deserve because they have that opportunity to change an outcome. And people with external locus of control tend to blame outside forces that happen to create a situation, and they credit luck or chance on any success that happens. So it's not saying that they worked really hard and this is why it happened, it's just kind of a luck of a draw. And they tend to believe they can't change any circumstances and everything kind of happens. And that life is just a game of chance, and that there's really no worth in setting goals because everything that's going to happen is going to happen no matter what, and there's nothing that we can do to change it. So with these two types, like I said before, there's not people who usually are strong one or the other. There's times in your life where you usually are leaning towards being external locus of control, and then there's some times in your life where it's just kind of internal locus of control. So with this, I find it really important to think about how you can kind of be in the middle of that and finding that good medium of not just blaming yourself for everything that happens, but also not just blaming outside forces on everything that happens. So I find this sometimes challenging. I usually find in my own life that I'll be more external with locus of control when it comes to people that I am very close with. So if there's something that happens with my family or with close friends, I tend to blame others a lot and think I am not the reason any of this happened. But when it comes to more personal things or like big things like school or like especially college and like living on your own, a lot of the times I will like heavily blame myself, or just like personal like hobbies, I want to say too. I grew up in dance, so a lot of that was like internal, this happened because I did this, even though that probably wasn't even the case. So that's mainly on locus control. And then I also wanted to talk a little bit about growth mindset and how it can affect education a lot. So growth mindset in teachers, really growth mindset is your motivation to keep going and having a more open mindset on situations. And this can really impact education, especially as a teacher, because your students will see how you think and how you are seeing the classroom and how you are attending to certain situations and how you are affected by them. And so something very important that stuck out to me was that we need to model our mindsets, especially to our students. And this can go back to the locus of control and really modeling that you're not going to be either choosing one or the other on internal or external locus of control, and how you want to model to your students that there are times for both and it's okay to have both. And I think it's very important that teachers realize that students watch them like a hawk all the time. So it's important to understand that your mindset is seen even though you think that it's not most of the time. And it's also important with developing a growth mindset to build time for some self-reflection. And so being able to self-reflect on what you've been doing in handling situations and how you may be perceived by others, and that can help grow your growth mindset in especially education and being in a teacher position. I think it's also important with getting feedback on your mindset, and that can help your growth mindset grow even bigger when you are able to ask others how they're perceiving you and asking for honest opinions so that you can improve and so that you can better understand how your mindset is perceived, because I feel like a lot of people do not kind of worry about how their mindset's perceived, and so they just go along without taking any feedback, and then there's no growth at all because they're not learning anything new about themselves. So that was my little talk about locus of control and growth mindset, and I hope that helped.